and welcome in. Before we get into this evening's live, I'd like to go over a quick overview of why I decided to do a live on this Saturday evening. Welcome in, Rob, XRP, Ricky Ripple. Welcome in, both of you, and thank you both for being in Tom's Arm for 6 months plus with the XRP predictor. Means a lot to me, honestly. Rob, good job on some of your trades earlier too. I just seen that not too long ago. Excellent. But XRP, as we can see, it's getting near the 60-cent mark. We're continuing on from what we've seen playing out a few days prior. And now it seems to be playing out exactly in that direction. But we still have some obstacles to pass before we can be like, okay, I feel very strongly about a continuation. And XRP finally attempting to break out of this extended bear market that it's been in. First area we need to get past, and it looks like we're going to start shuffling here. We got on top of this 59.1 cent area. If we can start holding this, we've got the rising the cup and handle resistance above us right around 61.2 cents. And in real time, if we look at this, it's right around 61.16. That is the cup and handle resistance. We get above this, we've got some noise we can make. Lynn, welcome in. Let's go, XRP. It's been a long time wait. Thanks, Tom. You are rock. I appreciate that greatly. I really do. And I try to be a voice of consistency while I come on here. And just try to be very transparent, but also be very consistent. I believe consistency breeds the response. And the more I come on, it's been over, since March of 2021. And I've never missed a day. So, you know, the more I come on, the bigger the streak gets. The less likely it is that I'm going to miss a day unless something out of the ordinary happens, which, you know, it's going to have to be very out of the ordinary. So, I mean, this is looking very healthy. We're looking very healthy here. It looks like we should retest that 63-cent area, but we're going to have to get past that cup and handle resistance first, right about 61.20. Great work, Tom. Let's push through this cup and handle. Yes, Ricky Ripple, we definitely need to do that. It would be awesome if we do. And then if we get past that, we can start talking about some targets here. LNL Eds, welcome in. Great to see you in here, buddy. I'm so proud to see you back in here. It makes me proud to see all of the ones that I've gotten to know, and then I see them continue to come in, not just month after month, but year after year now. It's pretty awesome. It used to be day by day, week by week, month by month, but now it's year after year. I see some of the same faces, which obviously there's new ones, but seeing the older faces are what, you know, it drives a response even more because you want to not disappoint. JW, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for well over a year with the I Told You So badge. Richard Brisson, welcome in. Thanks for that, he says legend. Roach, yes, we should retest 63 cents. We'll go over that area in just a minute. Daniel C, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Appreciate that. John Patak, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. You did indeed make it. Daytona, good evening. You're my hero, bro. I appreciate that. You are mine as well by supporting my work. Seriously. You know, it's hard to start something just without any kind of expertise and, you know, doing what I do now. But over the years, I've definitely become more of an expert, and it feels good. Tanya, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for well over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. I believe your next month is the 2 years, and you'll have the XRP 589 Moon badge, which would be awesome and will be awesome. We'll go over H-bar. Shower's good. Awesome, Scarlett. Thank you. Sorry, the 11-year-old just got out of the shower. She was just giving me the thumbs up, and then she ran back inside. I started it before the live, and she took care of this, it looks like, which is awesome. But yeah, I mean, it looks like we're on this massive bull flag. We had a huge consolidation. And if we can get past this cup and handle resistance, the technical target on that cup and handle, just breaking the handle, is up to $1.18. Now, obviously, you see above us, I have that rising channel there for a reason. Because we would have to get past 87 cents to reverse the short-term bias, bearish bias. Because we could come back into that channel and still get rejected. So that's something we still have to do. But very important that 61.16 is what we're going to focus on this evening. And then we'll see what has to happen above that. I strongly believe with what I'm looking at, probably going to have to talk about our copy trading group in here tonight. Because I'm very interested in Ethereum and or Bitcoin this evening. if it does play out in a fashion that I suspect it could, and this would be very bullish for XRP. If we get the continuation starting in Bitcoin after 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Ethereum, because they seem to be one day apart now when this happens, what ends up happening here, it seems like XRP runs unopposed, and then the next day XRP won't dump off much, but it'll consolidate a little bit, and then Bitcoin and Ethereum will follow what XRP was doing. And it's been doing this the last several times during this run, and now I've become very intrigued here. So I'm going to look for in the first 10, 20 minutes here, maybe half hour, 45 minutes, see if we do get a correction here. A small one at that, not anything huge, because I think Ethereum, that's got a nice W that looks like it's about to pull up here, in my opinion. And if it just keeps riding this the way that I anticipate, it's getting close to that buy-in target that we're going to have to use. I was personally hoping that it came down here. What was it? 2000? Oh, no. Yeah, 2000. Where's this at? Sorry. Not way down there. And in the current times, I was hoping that it would bounce off this uptrending support right here. It bounced off the V shape. Now, it may not come back down here. Like, this is the thing. If this wants to come off now, I don't know if it's going to come back to 2,409. It might just bounce off of where it's at now. I know it's only a few dollars, but understand there's a V shape there. So if that V shape, it might not need to come all the way. It might just reverse now because we had a bearish candle, but it's broke bullish here very quickly. But I want to see how this goes in just a second. So we'll go over all of that. We'll go over XRP. We'll obviously look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. We'll look at what that means for the XRP Bitcoin pairing. And then we'll see the likelihood that XRP continues. And see if what we're looking at in front of us is actually going to play out. So make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does recommend this live. It's very important. George, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Greatly appreciate that. And that is my face superimposed on there. I apologize if I missed any comments, but they were coming in pretty quick for a second. I'll try to catch up when I see another comment. Yeah, so just hit that like button, and then YouTube will recommend this. Oliver, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Mark Caston, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3 months plus with the XRP Meteor. And then I'll be recommended, whether you're newer or an older user, or viewer, I should say, you'll be able to see my content pop up on the news feed. So, you'll be able to make an informed decision whether or not you'd like to join in or not. So that's really what I would appreciate. Saint, welcome in. Good evening to you as well, friend. Cleo, good evening. UK Phil, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XRP Predictor. So let me timestamp this very quickly. Good evening. 8:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, September 14th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. And believe it or not, it's only 8:06, but it is going to get dark here really quickly in the state of Michigan right now. So, we're gonna get pretty dark here pretty quickly. I swear I had. It's always funny when you bring something outside and you just can't find it. Let's see. But no, it's going to be a very interesting evening, and I would love to know what everybody thinks. I'm not going to even look to see how many people are in the audience, because honestly, I don't care. I just want to have a nice, transparent view. Whether there's a few, or a lot, or a median. I just want good vibes, positive inflow, and, a lot of support. Not for me, but for anybody who's asking questions. Well, me too, it goes hand in hand. The love is felt universally. But I like to have a positive experience. I noticed that, but it seems it's more so with Ethereum. Yes, I agree, Tanya. I agree. More so with Ethereum. I do agree with that, but in this case, I think Bitcoin's kind of trending in that same formation. And I say that because look at the setup. I mean, that's an inverse head and shoulder out the ass right now. Now, what I do think can happen is it could come down here initially. That's why I want to see how this plays out in the first hour or two, because I still think there's a possibility if this particular formation plays out, it could find a quick spill here to 59,870 area, maybe 850 area, but it's a quick one. But if it starts pushing up here, it would invalidate that thought. Now, there is the chance that we could have come down, which I think it's not, that's not where we're looking now. I think you'd have to look more like, okay, instead of looking in that area, I think it'd be more relevant to say, okay, well, now we've started this uptrend, so we don't have to come all the way to 58. I think maybe a tap here. And this is why we start to look into it from the future perspective, from the formation we're in. Because now instead of 58, maybe the back test here, and maybe that pattern that short term is set up, maybe it doesn't play out. And this is all I'm looking at. Like, what if it does come down into this area? And, but it did create this W here. That's the thing. Like, I think sometime now, between now that the clock is flipped here at 8, and before we have the end of the weekly candle close here tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I think in the next 24 hours, we're looking at some kind of move. Like a positive move. Now, it could take a little bit longer. Maybe it spills over, but that looks like a prototypical bull flag here that's trying to finish out here. And I suspect it's going to bring Bitcoin up near that 62, what is this, in the short term. Up to that 61,200 area in the short term. Possibly just overzealously moves up to 62K right away. Ultimately looking to get to 64 and then set 67.7. And then higher than that even, but it looks like a perfect inverse head and shoulders. If you just look at it in the longer duration here, it's playing out as well. So, it's not Bozak. As much as I would love to say, oh yeah, this is what if. I mean, I don't really play the what ifs. I don't know. I'm assuming it would be good. But I've seen this rhetoric before. So, and I actually like Trump. Everybody knows I'm not a political person, but before Trump was in politics, I liked how he was, and from a business standpoint, and I liked how he understood the tax law. And people would not necessarily criticize him back in the day, but he understands the tax laws where you have a lot of income, you have to buy a lot more investments or put that money into some kind of investment or housing or rental properties or something that is a business proposition so that you don't have to pay the taxes on all the gains. Some will call that a sleazeball move. I call that a smart businessman. You don't want to pay out. And then the reason why you're not paying all those taxes, what nobody tells you, is the government subsidizes those kind of purchases and gives you a tax credit because you're helping them with exactly what they need to do by pushing loans and pushing capital through the real estate market. So you're doing them a favor and they do you a favor by giving you a tax write-off. It's not as easy and cut and dry as people make it sound that he's just avoiding, there's a lot that goes into it. You gotta be pretty smart to understand that side of town. Most people don't even understand what an asset is, let alone understand politics. So, and I just personally don't like politics because I think the central banks control both sides. And, in this case, I think it would do everybody good, at least own a home or live on your own before you go to the election this time around. That's just my personal opinion. But anyhow, what do I know? I'm just some douchebag on YouTube. I'll be curious to see what its function is. It'll be interesting. Is it finally time for XRP to get up and over the... It very well could be. But remember, we talked about XRP would consolidate here at the start of this flip. And then it could mean that, But I don't think necessarily that it needs to go far because we know the consolidation zone. Now the problem is here, if it comes below the 59.17 now, we don't need to use that now. We need to use the last wick up. Now, these technical targets are great, but now we have a more fine tone here because we have this wick that came up, so we don't have to guess anymore. But look how close that played out. So 59 cents. It's in our best interest to hold 59 cents. Otherwise, I don't want to do this, everybody, but you know what could happen. We could come all the way back down and back test this, and we don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because we created what could be considered, a pretty interesting way we came up here in the 30-minute time frame by the way it did it. Almost like a channel was forming, but not quite, but could be, but maybe not. You don't really want to come back down and reset this. So it'd be in our best interest to hold that 59 cents. Are we going to do it? That's to be determined. That's to be determined, and that's why I wanted to monitor this as the flip happens. But we came up close to that exact target now. So now the next step would be to get up that 60. Well, we did hit the exact target. Now the next step would be to get to the cup and handle resistance. What we've actively done here that's going unnoticed by many is that we've actively flipped, at least until further notice, that 2018 resistance for the first time in well over 6.5 years. The breakout right now on the... Well, I mean, it depends. You're talking about... For me, the big breakout moment is that 53 cents. Now, if you want to go back a little bit farther and you want to talk about the upper areas, we can do that, but you don't even need to go back 7 years. Really what you need to do is we just need to go back in the most recent times. We've got some areas here where we created a little... We don't even need this. Honestly, well, I kept that for a reason, though, because if we ever came back up in here, which we are right now, we would need to know this for relevancy. But no, I'm not even going to keep this, to be honest with you. You know why? And I'm going to get rid of all this to take the noise out, because we're still within the same structure. We just didn't have to come all the way to the bottom. So right now, we'd have to come up above... What is this? 62.7. 62.7 is this consolidation right now. And this is a big one. But we already know we have the cup and handle sitting just below this. And it's kind of a cluster in this area. That's the cup and handle just above us. This was a technical move up that we fulfilled. But now 61.16 is that cup and handle resistance. Just above this is the rising channel, which should start acting as a support at 63. If we can get up to 63, well, then it opens up the door to bring us to the top of this rising channel at 87. And that's what we're looking for, folks. We're running out of resistance areas here now. And we can get past a few more of these areas, it becomes very interesting. And I mean interesting here. And yeah, you can take this farther back even. You can drag this back, but I went from the handle. Now, if you take the cup and handle in totality, this would break out in totality to the $1.37 mark if a successful handle breakout. Now, if you take it from a little bit lower, it's $1.18. So it's speculative where you want to take it. Whether you want to do it at the top of the handle breakout or if you want to do it at the cup and handle breakout, it gives you a slightly different number. But we have both of them up there, either $1.18 or $1.37. But ultimately, from the over 6.5 year consolidation, that technical target, if we end up getting there universally, and we do it in a fair way here, that could get us up to $2.40. We've often talked about the fact that with this big pattern, it very well could be a gigantic cup and handle that's formed on the backside. It really could. It really could. And if this actually played out, you can look at this in so many different ways that makes it interesting, right? You got the, like that. Could this be a massive W, like the biggest one we've ever seen in history when it comes to these kind of crypto? Like, if this is playing out in something like that, it's going to be game over at some point. For the ones who didn't buy, they're going to bash their head through the wall, even harder than the ones who didn't buy gold and silver when we talked about it. Oh, yeah, I know which one you're talking about, Daniel. I just wanted to build into it. I didn't want to show it right away. I wanted to show everything that could lead into it. So, yeah, we're looking pretty good with all of that, my friend. But I don't like to show the upper target so much because then people are like, oh, this is where it has to go and everything else is a failure. It could not be further from the truth. You know, could not like talking about this on the same page. And this evening, whoa. College football on this evening. I was not expecting 100 people in here right now. Wow. Damn. 73 likes, also a 73% hit right now, which is awesome because I didn't talk about any of it really. So I do thank everybody. But I want to talk. Is there anybody in here, just out of curiosity, that's part of the copy trading? Oh, McMichael says, first timer time I'm buying XRP and XLM. I have never held crypto before. God bless. Well, make sure you're paying attention. And if you do buy it, make sure you get familiar with like the Zoom wallet, Zaman. Now it's free and you can put your XRP into a cold wallet and just get it off of an exchange if you're holding it long term. That's just, and then like Stellar has their own branch you can do as well. There's a lot of stuff that happens on exchanges. Now in the short term, you know, you just don't want to be at the discrepancy if you're holding it long term. That's just something that I've learned. So beautiful, Mark. Watching the boxing fight tonight. I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt it. UK Phil, Rob are in it. Jack says, have a good night, everybody. You too, Jack. Have a blessed evening, my friend. Seriously. McMichael says, learning all I can. I have legend and... Oh, okay. You got that covered then. Excellent. Excellent. So what I'm talking about, or what I was asking that for a reason, is I was looking at Ethereum here, and we're not even anywhere close to being done with this live, so don't go anywhere. We're not even close, and we can get rid of some of these to clear up the noise. We know we have upper targets as well, but I want to clear some of the lower noise so that it's easier to focus. Fortunately, we came up in this way, so we don't have to worry about this right now. The thing that I've noticed, though, if you look at this, look at that little channel that was forming here on support, resistance. Support, resistance. How did this... Oh, I was in the smaller time frame. I was going to say, why does it look like that? But I tried to get... Yeah, I now remember where the V shape was at. Got here, and then we came right through. I don't know what's going on here, though, with this... Oh, I was doing this in a much different time frame. This was a high time frame I did this in. I don't usually do that. See, I must have been serious. See, that doesn't seem right. Something don't seem right here. What the hell's going on? I'm not even sure why that was set up in that exact spot. Whatever, we're gonna figure this out in real time. I can't have it all sloppy like that. Then it's not gonna help me when I'm trying to make a trade. So we've definitely started to do, you know, an upward trajectory here. I would dare say we do something like that, only because we had that wick down that gives us that support structure. And I'll fill this out for everybody just so you can see what I'm thinking. Let me get the... So we came down and we hit the bottom as of right now. We started a boom. We finally hit a trend. Boom, boom. Whoops. So you can see what we mean, like... Now is it going to do it again just to confirm this trend? That's almost what I think should happen. Not almost. That's what I was thinking could happen. But then if you start to look at it in a tighter format, which I don't think you can, but it could have already bounced off. That's what I'm saying. Maybe that is the bounce, and now it's starting to shoot out of here. The only other option would be, and this, I like to try to buy it when it comes down, so it's already had that wick down. So like if we say we want that wick down, the problem is it's already had that wick down. See, that wick that I was speaking of has already happened. So now the thing is, now we have to understand where to buy it. Now, yeah, good stop loss to be in it. And now we're going to get some kind of rotation here, which is unfortunate, but... Because you could have did a 5x even, and that would be about a 7.5% risk. But it looks like we're going to start rotating here. So I'm trying to figure out the exact setup here. Now that we've got the short-term uptrend, now we got to see the short-term consolidation. Now we've had a wick down, which if you just look at it like that, you're like, oh, well, it's a wick down. But if you look at it more like this, it starts to make a little more sense to me what is actually starting to go on here. And I would suspect that maybe with what this is going to build into, maybe it is already starting to break up. Maybe that was the wick down. And now we have to pay very close attention, because you could say, well, we had this start here. We hit through all three of those, and then we just started coming down like this. That's what I'm willing to say is probably happening now that it had that wick down. And if you take out that wick down, this is exactly how it was set up. And I think that was a quick liquidity strike, and now we could be off here. And what ends up happening is, if that's the case, let's say this short term, you could have a quick spike for no reason, even if it's bearish. But look at this target it's given us. I should have did this to start and not just now. 2,432. Now, it doesn't seem like a huge move, but when you start... Oh, now it's way up here. Oh, well, that's not too far. Let's just say from right here even. That's about a 5.6% move on a 10x. But if it does work up into that direction, I would suspect it's going to come all the way back up. This is building a much larger continuation. It really is. This is a huge continuation. Bear trap, the fear, greed, remember the rules. That's exactly why I think it could play up if it was a bear trap on the drop. Now, it's funny you brought up the fear and greed index. Hello. Oh, you did? How's he doing? You want to join me real quick? Okay. You want me to move over there? I can stand over there.
I won't bother you.
You're not bothered. Julie, you don't bother me. Are you kidding?
Sorry,
I'm going to go move over so I'm standing closer to Julie. I'm going to bring my cool light that Julie got me with me. Yep.
Actually, that was fun.
That's how you shop like a billionaire. Okay, sorry, I just had to move real quick. But the crypto fear and greed index right now is at, let's see, 51. Last week it was at 29 fear, so now it's back in neutral. So in an interesting area here right now. Very interesting area. Neutral pretty quick, can be wary. I'm hearing going to be a big drop. Yeah. So you're thinking this, well, bear trap would signify that it's going to go up, and it was trapping us, making us think that it was bearish, but it's going bullish. So are you saying it's going to build a bull trap, and then it's going to reverse back down? It's possible. Yeah, that's what I think. I think this is going to go up initially. It looks like to me it should go up to like 2,432 in the immediate short term if it continues this breakout, and it looks like it is right now. I was hoping to catch this before this move out of this consolidation. This is what I was going to ask, if we should make a copy trade, and I already screwed it up because it was going to be almost an 8%er, but it's already come off of that 2,414, and now it's at 2,004, almost 421. So now we're just going to wait to see how it reacts. XRP did a little consolidation here to start the flip of after the flip of the clock, but now it's at, you know, it's steadied, and now it's reversing back up very, very slowly. But I don't like to usually buy if I leverage right at the flip of a, or even if I'm just buying at the flip, because I like to see how it consolidates. Three years, say something you don't have to talk about, breakout, or talk about something. I'm not sure. I don't know, maybe he's... Uh-oh.
That's how the charts move. Breakout.
Let's see. Somebody might have their panties on a bit too tight this evening.
That's okay.
Yeah, it is okay. It happens. It is a Saturday. It's the time to have it too tight. Let's see. XRP Bitcoin pairing looks like it's starting to reverse down a little bit here. That further leads me to believe maybe if this gets a rejection here, that's speaking to the fact that Bitcoin might, in the immediate short term after XRP's rally, might outperform XRP, but we don't know. We don't know, because if this pulls back down, it would come down to about the 966 level. Oh, it always does turn quick. That's why it's got to be, you've got to understand the short-term movements. I agree with that, because if it reverses, once it does it quick. Oh, okay. You okay? Okay. Mm-hmm. But it had a nice V shape here on the XRP Bitcoin pairing. And if it can just hold these recoveries here, this would not be a bad come down if it did have to come down here. Now, man, it's so tough because it could, because it came up so quickly that it could very well reverse back down right now for a little bit. as it should after this flip, because we just had a little bit of a move last, in the last 24 hours. And that's why Bitcoin and Ethereum are one to watch if they're going to hold this area. Now, once we get to the rate cuts in a few days, I expect a little bit of trickling up still, and we have rate cuts next week. So if you're going to have a sell the rumor, buy the news, or a sell the rumor and sell the news event, you really only have one opportunity. That would be leading in for the few days up to it, because we've already sold off in all markets. So this is basically that reverse rally back up, but all it's doing is coming back to the old drop point. So yes, we're rallying, but we're only coming back to from where we fell. So it's a very interesting dynamic we're dealing with leading into the rate cuts. Now, to me, I don't care what anybody says, rate cuts coupled with easing is always bullish for markets. Now, if you have quantitative easing but you're still tightening, well, that's different. If you have quantitative tightening and you're raising rates, that's different. But that's not where we're going right now. So we increased the 150 limit on the copy trade setup. I just like to do the $100 trades. I just like to do the $100 trades. I can do it out. I can do it however I want, because it's built from $100 to $365 now. So I could technically go up to $365 on any given trade. But I just like to do it at $100. Too many people complain, if they lose too much money. So I like to leave it at, a $100 trade, because then if it lose, so where are we going right now? Just $100 trades. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I feel like you're starting to hassle a little bit, because your comments have all been... Oh, I see what's going on. That's cool. You can have fun with yourself in the comments. It happens. I know. It gets lonely out there sometimes. You got to come in and make yourself feel worthy. I get it. I would do the same thing if I didn't have anybody to talk to. It gets lonely out there in my parents' basement. Let's see. We already talked about the amendments. I wanted to see if there was anything I'm missing. I don't care about speculation. I'm going to do a quick search real quick. I just want to see one thing, because I know I'm missing something. I read it earlier, and I almost shared it in a standalone update. Uphold always starting. Let's read through this. Ripple XRP price forecast. Grayscale investment triggers 628 million buy signal. So, XRP price analysis. XRP price rose to a 20-day peak of 60 cents on September 14th, up 18% within the weekly time frame. Markets reports suggest Grayscale's new cryptocurrency trust investment offering announcements has propelled XRP ahead of the broader altcoin market average. XRP price surges on a Grayscale announcement. On Saturday, September 14th, XRP price grazed the 60 cent price level for the first time since August 20th. I don't recall it hitting 60 cents. Maybe it happened when I wasn't paying attention, but I don't remember it hitting 60 cents. It must have, though, when I was on here. No, I still don't remember hitting 60 cents. It did not hit 60 cents. It did not hit 60 cents. That's all right. The Karens make the world go round. Makes you want to... You see what you don't want to be. Like I always say, you need the darkness within the light. Because without the dark, you can't see who the real light is. Without the hate, you really don't appreciate the love. And without kindness, you see what ends up happening. If you don't present yourself with integrity in front of somebody else, you get to be this kind of demeanor. You start to go into situations where you don't care what anybody else is doing, and you just put out your old emotional standpoints, and then you play the victim, and then nobody wants to see the victim. Then most likely you become on the blue side, and it just becomes a big mess. So, I don't know. This seems, I never finished that article, but I wanted to see because it's It definitely never hit 60, but I think I made too much of that. Recent market reports suggest that the Rippleback chart topping performance is linked to Grayscale's adding XRP to its growing list of new cryptocurrency trusts. Grayscale's cryptocurrency trusts are a class of investment offerings that allows corporate and accredited trade FI investors in the U.S. to gain direct exposure to crypto assets. The excitement signaled mainstream acceptance of XRP by corporate entities in the USA after a prolonged period of regulatory uncertainty, triggered by the long-running lawsuit against the SEC, which came to a conclusive deciding, I don't know, last month. I think they missed the word. The blue shaded area on the chart above shows that how XRP price reaching 60 cents on September 14th brings its weekly time frame gains to 18%. Meanwhile, the total 3 chart below, it shows that the broader altcoin markets are markets only grown by 12% during the weekly trading period between September 7th and 14th. The global cryptocurrency sector has been on a steady uptrend over the past week, thanks to multiple dovish macroeconomic indicators published by U.S. authorities. However, XRP price has outperformed the broader market trend in the past week by nearly 8%, signaling investors' reaction to Grayscale announcement may have catalyzed the outsized price gains. I disagree with that, because before they even announced that, we seen on the charts that it was ready to have a quick squeeze against Bitcoin, and it was ready to have a big, well, not a big one, but it was about a 23% move in totality. And that's what's happening. I didn't know that the Grayscale announcement was going to happen. They always do the news when the charts are about to go in a certain direction, if they want to motivate it to, the trading bots are already pushing that direction. So you might as well, give it a little more positivity. XRP open interest hits 628 million. So you'll see a lot of times when you're reading something, it'll say, oh, why? That's just open interest. Looking beyond the price action, derivatives markets data suggests more gains could follow in the days ahead. Following Grayscale's announcement, XRP perpetual futures contract have seen a considerable increase in fresh capital inflows. We got some animals making lots of noise behind me right now. CoinGlass open interest below chart below tracks the total value of capital stock invested. Wow, 123 people in here right now. I can't believe there's so many people here on a Saturday evening. That's crazy. Thank you all so much. And 102 likes during the live. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Providing insights into short-term trader sentiment around vital market events. From 593 million on September 12th, XRP open interest now reached 628 million at the time of publication on September 14th. This signals that futures traders have flooded XRP derivatives market with 31 million fresh capital inflows in the last 48 hours. But notably, and you want to know this stuff when you're investing in an asset. It's not just about the spot price. You need to know what's going in on the derivatives market so you can see the actual general consensus, what people are doing that are trading, X amount of their money times X amount. This signals that futures traders have flooded, blah, blah, blah. But notably, this reflects only a 5% growth in XRP open interest, which pales compared to the 12% increase recorded within the same period. When prices grow faster than open interest, it signals that the rally, if being driven more by organic spot purchases, that speculative trading activity. More so, since the speculative trading activity is minimal, it reduces the risk of a rapid breakdown below key support levels. Pay attention to this. This is a big money shot in the article. Hence, the bullish divergence between XRP price action and open interest in the last 24 hours suggests the rally may not be over yet. Big key point. XRP price forecast, bulls must hold steady above 61 cents. And that's above the what? You are correct. The cup and handle resistance. Closing the week with over 18%, XRP price has outperformed the global altcoin market average in the trading week between September 7th and September 14th with 18% price increase, outpacing open interest growth of 5%. XRP price momentum remains firmly bullish, the 65 cent area in the weeks ahead. To validate the bullish narrative, indicators suggest that XRP price must first establish a steady support base above the 61 cent level. XRP's recent bullish momentum has pushed price to 59.06 cents, signaling a potential continuation. Whoops. Signaling a fresh continuation toward the 65-cent level. The Keltner channel KC, an indicator that helps identify trend direction and potential overbought or oversold conditions, shows XRP pushing against the upper boundary, 60.64 cents. Robinhood scammed a lot of... Oh, they sure did. Robinhood did. I would never use Robinhood. I've told about my story, but that happened to me back in 2020 area. 2018, 2019, and 2020, but 2020 was the worst. A breakout above this channel could trigger a move to 65 cents. If price consolidates within the middle line, 55.86 cents, it would still indicate ongoing bullish pressure as long as 55.86 cents remains intact. I mean, that's a good analysis. It really is. Additionally, the Relative Strength Index, RSI, which measures the speed and change of price movement, shows a reading of 59.78. This places XRP just below overbought territory, but with room for further gains. If the RSI can push above 60, momentum could intensify, confirming the bullish bias. However, a drop below 50 would indicate weakening momentum and a possible retest of support at 55.86 cents. For the bulls to maintain control, holding above 61 is crucial. This would set the stage for XRP to challenge psychological 65-cent level in the near term. A failure to do so may see the price retreat to support near 55 cents. Excellent article. Nice way to tie everything together as we were trying to, just figure it out. I'm waiting to see how this reacts. And, I want to see where we're at when the Asian markets are about to open. That's the main thing. So I always look at around, to me, it's about 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But it's getting more towards, the start of a day. Over on that side of the world. They're going into their Sunday. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Another reason why some of you have brought up James Guru. It's another reason I like to watch the Guru. He comes on at 9:30 my time. But he's already starting in Greece. He's the day ahead of us. So he's already in the morning. And typically he gets to see his markets playing out. And he gets to see what's going to happen ahead. So you can start to get a feel of what they're feeling ahead of us. And that's what I want. That's what I like. It's like I'm living in the past. They're living in the future right now from us. So it gives you good insight. It does. See, Ethereum starting to push up just a tiny bit. 20 till 2 a.m. here. And Sid, wow. Thank you so much for tuning in. And it's going to be even worse for everybody soon. When we do the fall back by an hour, if you think it's bad now it would only be 7:41 once we get to that certain time in November here in the great state of Michigan or the United States. We have the fall back and then the spring forward. It's so dumb. We should just leave it the same and act like we did both. But, it gets pretty interesting in Michigan when it gets light out at 8, 9 a.m. and then it gets dark by 2 p.m. Those are good times. Real good times. Mind you, that doesn't last very long. But it gets interesting because we go through a very long period where it seems like we've only got sun between the hours of, 9 and 4. So, and then it gets very cold. So you won't see me doing lives when that happens outside. I'll have to be inside with my cool. But you guys get used to it in the wintertime. Some people like it more because I'm not outside, but I don't like it as much. I like being out in nature. I just like nature. I can hear the crickets behind us, for Christ's sake. Time change, let's not, and say we did. Exactly, Pump Master Flash. That's exactly what I'm saying. John, good day to you. XRP AUD 88 cents. Ooh, pushing up there in the AUD. Excellent. Now let's look at Bitcoin, 60,084. Because I'm gonna have to go soon. I know it's a Saturday, and I came on, but I'm a little pressed for time because Julie's gonna be going in the room soon. My son's up, so. But I came on here, and I did come on. I worked for free too. I'd love to see more members join Tom's Army. As we did have a price shift, I would love to see more members who are paying it forward. You know, maybe even if you just want to send a donation, not today, but in the future, if everything goes right. You're like, hey, you know, this guy shouldn't work for free. I would love that. But I would really love new members of Tom's Army. This is the continuation that could happen for Bitcoin. And it's slightly behind what we were seeing for Ethereum. It was slightly behind what we were seeing for Ethereum. And if we look at it real quickly, what is that? Hey, a donation. Wow. That was quick. I didn't... for the record, I did say not now. I said, you know, when something good starts to happen or if it happens. But I guess something good is happening right now. So who am I to tell you when to do it? I got to see exactly who sent that. But this is what I'd be looking for initially off of Bitcoin. So we could certainly find a leverage trade in our community. And that would be almost 10%. Mike Stevenson, thank you for not only being in Tom's Army for 6 months plus with the XRP Predictor, but thank you for sending a $20 donation here. And for anybody who doesn't know, in the copy trading, you can find me on HOTCOIN. So if you want to join me on copy trading, you got to go to my YouTube. You can go into the video description below and or pinned comments. Wow, Kryptonian, thank you for the $5 donation. Incredibly generous. Wow. Thank you both so much for that. That's unbelievable. That it was right before you said it. Whoops. I should have looked. See, I guess it was, I guess I wasn't working for free. See, you got to be careful what you say at all times. See, that's just a perfect example. So, you can go in the video description below and or pinned comments of the updates or, you know, my video description of the live. But you can also go to the home page. You go XRP Future Millionaire, you get here, you click on the picture. Now you got BITUNIX and 5 other links. BITUNIX, HOTCOIN, they're both no VPN or KYC worldwide. Lowest spot and leverage trading fees I found. BITUNIX is slightly lower on leverage, but I can only do copy trading on HOTCOIN. Not saying it's bad leverage trading on HOTCOIN, because different assets are cheaper on HOTCOIN too. It's just on XRP, I feel like the liquidity is a little better when you leverage trade. But be that as it may, they have copy trading on HOTCOIN. So if you want to copy trade me there, you follow through that link. You can send a Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. If you want to send a YouTube Super Chat. BLOFIN is something that you should pay attention to and download that crypto exchange if you want more control over your crypto. And we're going to talk about that more in 25, but I'm doing my due diligence, and I told everybody 6 months I have to do before I start talking about it for real. I did the same thing with HOTCOIN and BITUNIX, and I won't budge. So, but I give you the option to look at it before we start talking about it in the future. So, after you've signed up, or you've clicked on that link, deposit money in the HOTCOIN account, and then put it in the futures account. And you have to do it in USDT in the futures account, and then you can go to copy trading, type in, and we'll do this together, XRP, and right when you do that, you see XRP Future Millionaire. You see I'm an intermediate trader, not a junior trader. We've traded so good that I got promoted to intermediate, and that's very hard to achieve, but I was able to do it because we've been very successful. Brian, thank you so much for the $5 donation. It makes me very proud to read that too, that it's intermediate. Because as you can see, like if I just type in X, there's other people and you see junior, junior. Most people are junior here. Most people are junior. You get some intermediate, which are cool, but pretty much everybody you follow are junior. But once you click XRP, and look, they're 153%, but I'm going to show you a quick secret. Don't just think you can follow somebody like this. I can almost guarantee I can tell you what's happening. Look at this. So they've got trades that are open. They're just not closing. Minus 700 or 600%, minus 600%. So you've firmly already been liquidated. And this is something I try to share with everybody. And I'm not trying to put these people on the spot, but most people, if they're pretty average, like mine, and you see the steady ones, you won't see this. But now when you get to the ones, it's very interesting. And I need to show this. 1,578%. You wonder why they would be just a junior if they have that big of a win percentage, right? So people will just follow. And these are the ones I see it the most. It says they have 16 trades, no losses. Now you go to order history. This is where the truth lies in these copy trading, and you got to find ethical people. They've got orders open for minus 2,100, minus 3,200%, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fucking one of these. So when you look at this, don't just think you can copy trade and make easy money. Look at this shit. They have trades open currently that are down that. but because they haven't closed it, it doesn't tell you how much they're down. Once they close those trades, they're wrecked. That's why every single one of their users, nobody's made any money. None. So be very careful when you're following somebody in that regard. Don't just think you're going to come on here and make quick money. Everyone I've noticed did that. Every single one that are up like that. So you can follow, go to XRP, and then by the time you type that in, you'll see XRP Future MIL. It would be XRP Future Millionaire, but there wasn't enough space. So we started the $100 challenge, and right now it's up $268.96, or $100 has turned into $368. So if you started with 100, you have 368 right now. And we're trying to get the 1,000. Order history, no current open trades. In the past trade, the most recent one I made was just a day and a half ago. With XRP, we made 22%. Users made over 1,100. But if you want to follow, that's how you do it. And then, you know, it can be a bumpy ride. And if you look at this over the whole totality of it, it's been bumpy. You see the rocky move there at one point. But over the last year, it's been moving steady. And I've only been doing this 88 days. But you can see it in time. We're moving up very nicely. We're doing what we need to do. And, you know, I'm doing it very ethically. So that's why I do it in smaller numbers. But I believe even in smaller numbers, if you're doing a consistently good job, it adds up very quickly over time. And that's what we're proving right now. But, you know, there might come a time where I do something in bigger proportion, but we'll see. We'll see, because I'm trying to do it for everybody, not just myself. So I keep that in mind. So, yeah, and some people ask me, is it stressful? Not really. You'd think it'd be more stressful, but I learned a long time ago that I can only trade for myself, and if people are following my trades, they got to learn. You know, you can't win them all. But in totality, I believe we're going to win a lot more than we lose as far as P&L goes. I don't care about the win percentage, because the percentage isn't great to me, because a lot of times I have a stop loss. Like here, I have a pattern that I think is setting up. Maybe I would buy in here prematurely thinking it's going to break out, and I would have a stop loss at 59,930. No, 59,880, let's say. Let's do this real quick in real time, because this is something we'll have to consider if I open this right now. I would have a stop loss. Oh, this is beautiful. Stop loss right around 59,800. It gives us just enough time to come down here, 850, to come down a little bit farther if this does want to create an inverse right arm, but it doesn't allow it enough time. Actually, this is actually in a really good spot. You know what? We could play out even if it had a little inverse drop, but this is in a really good spot. Huh. Because we technically want to hold ourselves within an 8% area. We could give it a chance to come all the way. This is where it gets interesting, though. Because does it want to come down and create that spot real quick? See, that's what gets frustrating when you're trying to figure this out. But it did create the W reversal. I mean, I would love to hear what everybody says in the audience. I would love to hear what you think. It's over 60K. We've got an engulfing candle in the 30-minute. Looks like it's going to be a nice candle here so far. I would like it to be a little bit later, though. That's the only thing I can say right now. I'd like it to be a little bit later on the clock. Hourly's looking decent. 2 hourly, not terrible, but we're still not broken over this region. Oof. You know what, everybody asked me how to open a trade, and this very well might come down and we might lose $4 or $5. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to do it. This isn't a spot. It's an area that, as much as I think it could still come down a little bit, it would still be within a margin of error. So I'm gonna show everybody how to do this. So for me, when I initiate a trade, and if you're following, for all transparency, and I need to make sure everybody who's following is actually, I want to make sure everything's working right. Because look, there's people that take up the spots, but they don't put money in, and I let them go for a little bit, but you know, there's spots here that aren't being filled. I don't want to delete anybody who's watching if this is you. So, but yeah, I'm just going to keep it how it is. So just make sure you put it in just so that, and I don't care if it's $10 for transparency. If you have $10 in there, I don't care. Just don't take a spot just so you can try to watch trades. At least give me the gratitude of, you know, being a part of it. You know, I would love you to be a part of it if you want to put it in. So Bitcoin, I'll do 107.77. Whoops. Whoops. 107.77. What the hell is going on? 07 point. Oh, a quantity. Well, we certainly don't want to open 107 Bitcoin worth. So we'll just do it like this. I like to do about $107, 105, because then after that, but look, 63,053. So before I ever buy it, I always do my due diligence though and look at the immediate short term. And like I said, I'm not exactly convinced this is the right time, so that's why I haven't bought it yet. Oh, look, I might be rewarded here for waiting. See? I might be rewarded here because it looks like in the short term, it absolutely needs to come down like I was saying. In the immediate short term, see, this is why I don't like to buy at the flip of the clock, because it always gives you that overzealous bounce, and then it usually does the correction right after. So no, I'm not going to buy it yet because I want to see it in the short term, because in the 135 minute is where you can find the actual better entry. But if I'm being true to myself, you wait for it to come through this area, and then you can buy it. Then I can buy it on the hopes that it has a continuation. But right now, I could still see the fact that it would want to come down a little bit lower than this side. Like that it might want to come down to like right here. I still think coming down into this 58,870 area would be, right around there would be the area if you're looking for a nice bounce. I think that's where it would actually be. I do. So with that being said, I will not buy it at this exact moment because I even tried to tell myself that before and I almost went away from it. So, but we're almost an hour into this beautiful thing now. Oh, dude, I know. Isn't that crazy on the, like, if you guys want to see, like, this is why I always tell people, that may look like easy money to copy trade people, but be very careful when you're on these exchanges, guys. I'm serious. Like, be careful because I actually put money into it, and I told the audience I put my own money into it to see exactly what was happening with some of these people. And look, I wasn't joking. I put a little bit of money in because I needed to test it to see what I was up against. And look what happened to me. I lost $410, and it was over the people that were making the trades. But their trades I wanted to see because it wasn't making sense. So when I did this, and I told everybody what I was doing in real time to show you in real time, and yeah, it cost me overtime, $50 a week here, $75 on a trade there, to copy somebody and show you, even though they're up all this percentage in a trade, will say they made money, you're getting destroyed. So I hope some of you actually paid attention to those segments. I did that for a reason. Yeah, $400 is $400, but I showed you guys me making it right back in my own trades as it was happening. So it wasn't affecting me, but in the copy trade, yeah, you could see it. So what I'm saying is look at some of these top performers. I already showed you the first one. I'll guarantee you all of them are the same. Look at this. Like, imagine doing this to some unsuspecting person and say, hey, I've made in the last, look at, it says that they've made 1,569% in the last 30 days, right? But the only reason that's happening is because they're not closing their poor trades. They're trading at 125x. They're down 2,000% on 2 trades. Over 3,000% on all those trades. Like, look at all those down. You don't see any winning trades. So all they do is close the winning ones, and they keep these ridiculous, and this is what costs a lot of people in leverage, and nobody talks. This is the dark side of copying somebody. Look at this. Down 3,000. Look how many of these there are. It's unbelievable. Like, and then I start looking at it, and it's like, then I start to feel like I'm on an island because nobody else does it the way I do it. There's very few. And the ones who do have only made like 2 or 3. But look at all of this. And yeah, this person at least has some that are up. 7, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. But down 3,000. Does it matter that you're up? Let's see. 15, 23, 31, 39, 47, 53, 6,000%. If you're down 3, 6, 9, 12, 18,000%. So they have 18,000 plus % down in minuses. And they have 6,000 up. Like, get the fuck out of here. So don't lose all your money because you think you're going to go into some person who looks like they're doing what they're supposed to be. And they're just going to make a bunch of money. I mean, look how I talked about this very copy trade and the kind of diligence I showed all of you before I even opened it. And look what just happened. You see, that's what I mean. You got to have a basic understanding of what you want to do in a trade. My basic understanding says, if this is an inverse head and shoulders, we want this right inverse arm in the short term to come down a little bit farther. We're not mad about that. For shoulder, this would be the head, which means the right shoulder should come down to about right there to bounce out. And I'll play it that way. Or, boom, this is the head, this is the right shoulder, then it comes up, creates the leg in the sand, and boom. You know, so either way, I see an area where it's either going to be 59,876 if it's going to hold bullish, or there is a chance that it comes all the way down here to 59,730. I would like to be in that area. And then you can have a stop loss underneath the head down here if you get close enough, which it still probably won't be from here. But, oh yeah, it would be. You could have the stop loss below the inverse head, you know, down here somewhere where it's about a 7-8% loss, but then you force it to invalidate the structure, and you're in it unless it does invalidate it. So you start to build yourself in an opportunistic way, and that's what I try to do. And I'm very conservative, and there's 31 people, and you see there's some people with a couple $1,000s on there, and they're trading at higher stakes. Well, I always tell everybody, I'm basing it on myself trading $105, $100, $110. And, you know, I try to stay within the 0.5%. If it's got a setup that keeps it within a 0.5%, 0.75%, that's my striking zone. Which means if it looks like a setup's going to bust and the consolidation for it to have the setup intact is small like that, that's what I like. I still don't understand the copy, but I just made too long somehow. Well, with the copy, just remember, if you're following me, my friend, all you have to do is put the money in USDT, send it in the futures, and if you're following me and you have it set up, it'll open the trades, but it has to be in USDT in your futures account. So it can't be sitting in the spot, but if you open up the longs, well, you went in there and you hit trade somehow and went long. But I got to go. Julie's signaling me. I apologize. It's been an hour. I think I went through a lot of information. I hope you all have a blessed evening, and I can't wait to do this again. I really, really can't. Thank you all for blessing me this Saturday.